Good morning, fellow Nigerians across the globe. As you already know, I am George Onyibe. This morning, I want us to quickly look at a message I titled, 3 Steps to Preparing Nigerian Youth for Leadership. Of course, it could go beyond Nigeria. But in case you are wondering why this issue needs to be reviewed, it is because of the negligence of those who are our leaders. Some of them have lost their path, and some of them want you to be disinformed. But in the end, what goes around comes around, because life must balance. The cycle of life must be completed. And now we have found ourselves in a moment where some ethnic groups are mobilizing their youth to colonize your own ethnic group. We've come to a system, a stage in the history of our nation where politicians are mobilizing their children to political your own children in the nearest future. And I hope you understand. We have come to a stage in Nigerian history where everybody focusing on how it benefits them, even if it is to the detriment of others. But believe me, God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. There are a lot of projects going on there. None of them is actually geared towards putting energy and resources to preparing leadership of Nigeria. But maybe wickedly, ignorantly, some of us are actually helping to destroy their morals. Today, I am from Delta State, of course, in the South-South geopolitical zone of Nigeria. We have human capacity. We have natural resources. But I have not yet seen leaders. And so if we have or can boast of human capacity, why are we not having leaders? Because somewhere along the line, our elites, those who are ahead of us, our fathers, they've not seen the need why they should mobilize the youth of our people to be leaders tomorrow. That is why in the midst of this shenanigan introduced by Igbo Biafra, you can't see the truth. In the midst of this shenanigan introduced by Igbo Biafra, they will come out and buy our people to talk rubbish against us. Because these people don't know what is leadership. But maybe in line of the current challenge we are facing as a people, let me see how I can be able to comprehensively. I'm not going in depth because it's not meant for everybody. Today, what are the yardstick of measuring leaders? Those who have money, those who have connection, those who know who. Is this how to bring leaders? Believe me, Africans have a long way to go. But of course, those who are supposed to champion the preparation of leadership are afraid themselves, because they believe that when they create more leaders, they may not have the opportunity of being leaders themselves. But believe me, it is what it is. Deal with it. No matter how human try to play God, the ultimate end result is that it will backfire. Because what's gonna be, gonna be. But on the other part, you Nigerian youth, you should begin to ask yourself question. Who are your role model? How prepared are you? A musician once said, "Be ye ready, my son. Be ye ready, be prepared to be a leader in the nearest future." How prepared are you? Now today, in Nigeria, we are growing in a society where they don't care how you make money. They don't care the length you go to make money. It doesn't matter whether you are educated or not, whether you are learned or not. Just get the money. And gradually, rules and regulation are no longer there. And believe me, in the absence of rules and regulation, we are all savages. So many things gave birth to this very discussion this morning. There are some people coming from diaspora. They've traveled to someone's country. They ran out of Nigeria in search of greener pasture, as you always say. And maybe after so many years in sojourning in a foreign land, risking their life, and then somebody is returning back home. Along Lagos-Benin Road, the custom officer shot one of them because of 5,000. On the third, he happens to be a Benin man. But the question is, does custom people have leadership? And if they have leadership, what do they teach them? You are not contradicted for carrying contraband goods. You were not penalized for breaking the law. You refuse to give a custom officer 5,000 and then he pulls the trigger. But what is going to happen in the end? Who is going to see it? But let me tell you the truth. Our problem is because Igbo Biafra people don't want to have sense. Because ordinarily, with that custom man shoot that man if it were to be a Hausa person? Would that custom man shoot that man if it were to be Yoruba person? But somehow he's being emotional, he's being tribalistic, he's being animalistic. Speak your English. But the truth is that not until the structure or stable of leadership is introduced, developed, enhanced on in every area in Nigeria, most of you don't know what is coming. And that custom man will go away with it. Nothing will happen. You won't even hear it on the pages of newspaper. But let me tell you, the advancement and development and civilization we look for, all of them becomes, the foundation will be laid when you bring leadership. But what you have today anymore is not leadership. And those who have this leadership skill are not doing it for the overall interest of the people. They are grooming their people to rule your people. They are grooming their people to mesmerize your people. They are grooming your people to replacement of one dictatorship to another. And here, this is where we are. You are Edo man, you are Delta man, you are South man. And there are Igbo Biafra everywhere getting ready to exterminate you. But you are not seeing it. The point is, do we have leaders? Are we preparing them for what is to come? Because you never know. Leadership is not those who carry gun, talk about terrorism. They are people who know principle, who know coordination, and who can initiate every process to diffuse or activate anything as of when necessary. Where are our leaders? Where are our youth? How prepared are we for them? But Nigeria, of course, must understand that without the preparation of the youth, of course, Africa at large, that future you dream of, in fact, you are not even looking at that future because all of you, once you have money, you run to diaspora. Most of you African leaders, 99.9% of your wealth are in Europe. They are outside Africa. And I wonder if you actually want leaders to emerge. But this is the switch. If you see religious body, for instance, they call it disciple. Jesus walked on earth. He had 12 disciples. Each of them were meant to do unique tasks. And he taught each of them very well. It was leadership he was grooming. It was not about their perfection. It was not about their witness. It was not about what they could do or what they could not do. It was about mentorship, pointing the direction that they must pass, reminding them of the challenges that are on that way, and preparing their heart to embrace that pain, that challenge, and of course manage the success when it came. Little wonder when Jesus left, the disciples who were not educated stood up before educated people. The disciples who were hot-tempered were able to coordinate themselves and control their anger. No wonder when they saw death, they embraced it as if it was what they wished for themselves, because they were properly indoctrinated. They were properly groomed. They were properly prepared for the leadership. No wonder the Roman Empire, as at that time, the Caesar claimed and said, these few men have turned the world upside down. And if we understand what it means to prepare leaders, Nigeria will not be going through this era we are today. Let's fast forward back. The colonial master, before they left Nigeria, they groomed some youth, most of which don't have, when I mean don't have parents, most of which you don't know their parents. Their parents cannot feed very well. That is not an issue. But the colonial master saw what the youth can do. They harnessed it. They took Yakubu Gowon. They took Olusegun Obasanjo. Once they sight them, they pick them, to mention but a few. And most of these people, these youth that were equipped by the colonial master, they are the one ruling all over Africa. Go and ask Offendi Army of Uganda how he was recruited. Third place of leadership, but not leadership in favor of their people. Leadership to do the bidding of the imperialist. And so there are people still training leadership, but not to the overall interest of our people. And this is where it comes in. We're talking about grooming leadership that will protect the overall interest of our people. But if you check back to how many nations were built that are prosperous today, they have to set up a stable to groom leadership. You will see men and women who have dedicated their lives to serving their nation, to serving their country, to serving their people. And then if it means that they go down by the sword, they will go down by the sword. And if it means that they labor day and night to build a nation they could be proud of, they gladly did that. Leadership. They know when to move and when not to move. They know when to say and when not to say. And this is because they are cultured by principle of discipline, lifting up their head with integrity. I don't expect you to understand. But a lot of things has gone haywire. A lot of things are out of order. And it is time we begin to look into the leadership, future leaders of Nigeria. And it is what you get from them. It is what you put in them. As a society, that is how tomorrow will be. I know you are not getting it, but I have to behave that way because I don't want you to get it. Those who will get it will get it. We're now in a country where the children don't know anything about leadership. The only thing they want to know is how to make money, how to make money. There are things I hear. There are things I see around me. I can't even say them here. Because I don't understand. Now let me explain to you. When you want to build leadership, groom leadership, as Nigerians, there need to be mobilization. They used to give scholarship. They used to look for the best students. They used to look for those who are proactive in different areas. And they begin to teach them leadership qualities, leadership skill. And so number one step, if you must survive as Nigeria, as ethnic group, in the midst of Igbo Biafra people, my brother, it is time to begin to mobilize your people and teach them leadership. You go to many villages today, they are on social media. Fulani herdsmen is chasing us, Fulani herdsmen is chasing us, they are killing us, they are kidnapping us. Could these people not mobilize themselves, organize themselves? But because they don't understand what it means to be a leader. Somebody must take responsibility. Somebody must step out. And then call the meeting. And then go to the king. And then ask the community leaders. And say, this nonsense has to stop. How do we go about it? And how many people are actually standing forward to see how do we solve Nigerian problem? Because there is no leadership mentality anywhere. Because they don't know what it means to be a leader. It means to take responsibility. And so number one step is mobilization. And so the people of South, the people of Nigeria, Edo Delta, it's time. Because some others has their leadership stable where they groom their tomorrow leadership. You don't have. If you think you have, then think again. But it's not too late. There is need for us to mobilize our people. Let the youth understand that they have to be responsible for what happens tomorrow. When you mobilize them, you bring them together. And you discover all of them have unique skills that they do not have a replica. And if you're able to sample them, believe me, that very community, that very state cannot fall. Because the last time I checked, it is the youth that is the future of any country. Where is the youth of Nigeria? They are doing yahoo yahoo. Where is the youth of Nigeria? The ones that parents have money, they live in affluence in the diaspora. Where is the youth of Nigeria? The one that would have taken responsibility of ensuring a great nation is built. They will never be seen. We're not going to mobilize our people and give them true value, true meaning of life. That is why we are here. There were times people will offer you money to do what is wrong. I found myself there. But I knew that money was not actually the money we want. And he who paid the piper did sing the tune. We understand the implication of leadership and we turned it down. Not because we don't need that money. We need it more than anybody. Because there are things that makes money insufficient. And we know this truth already. And so you have to mobilize your people. And that is what they fear. That is what your true enemy don't want it to happen. But if Nigeria must be able to develop leadership, they must create a platform where as a nation, we prepare leaders of tomorrow. You used to have these privileges and these opportunities. But now, that process has been squashed. It's a new structure that is in place. When their father finishes ruling you, their son will start ruling you. I know they will not like this. But what if their son is not the best leader? What if their son is not interested in leadership? King Saul in the Bible was there. Jonathan, a friend of David, who's supposed to be the king after his father, did not care for the throne. He even wished and prayed that David become king in his place. But if God has not had his way, Jonathan will become king of Israel. And I wonder what he would have turned Israel to. So number one, you must mobilize your people. There are things you don't do. But I've seen many communities. You think they are not organized, but they have a way of communicating, mobilizing, and you will see their youth will fall out. And some of you who are relaxing, you don't understand what mobilization is. In the coming days, we shall be explaining to you. But I just want you to have your mind there. When you want to form a church, a mosque, you mobilize people. You groom them. You select the like-minded ones, the progressive-minded ones, the one who have the interest of what you want to do, and of course, ready to take responsibility. Number 2, having mobilized them, orientation. You give them orientation. We groom our children by sending them to school. That is that moment of mobilization. They go through the university at different stage, and finally they graduate. They're supposed to go to the market to start hunting for job and things to do. But no, they have to spend another 1 year. What do they call it? Orientation camp, right? They call it orientation camp. Your NYSC as Nigeria. But why is it that in the normal secular setting, there is no platform to give orientation to your people? A lot of things has gone wrong as a result of this absence of orientation camp. And in most cases, what is the orientation given to those in the orientation camp? All these things are a discussion for another day. But after mobilization, you have indoctrinated them, you have made them to know the purpose they serve, and you must be certain that they are fit for purpose. And then that is when you give them orientation. When somebody have the orientation that water is money, water is money, water is money, what kind of person do you think you're going to see? Orientation. And so you can kill anybody, just go and make money. It doesn't matter how you make the money. You'd rather die rich trying to make money than to die poor. That is not orientation. Look at some of the richest people alive today on this world. They don't dress. Look at Bill Gates. You hardly see him dress. Look at Elon Musk. Okay, let's leave those people. We both know they like to dress. Look at Dangote. I was humble when I listened to one of his broadcasts one day. And he said he has money. But he's not sure he has money. He said he has to go to the bank, ask them to lose certain amount of dollars in his boot. I think it should be around $10,000 or more. Maybe I didn't get the figure well. And then he drove back home. And then he brought out the money and touched it and said, yes, now I know I have money. I've watched when he was also interviewed about what he have. And if he was saying the truth, which I know he's saying the truth, he said, I don't even have a house, any house in diaspora of my own. Some of my work I do. The wristwatch I wear is normal. These are the cars I drive. And these are some of the richest people in Africa. Why? Because the orientation coming from their family lineage, taking Dangote for instance, you will understand that this is not about being in charge of money, but it's about controlling the money. And that is why I tell some people, where I come from, we use money. Money don't use us. And my people will say, checking the history of Dankabo, you come down to Dan Tata, and then you have Dangote. Whatever Dan that will be coming, understand that you do not know the name, and they are grooming that guy, they are giving that guy orientation. And just like Dankabo, and just like Dan Tata, and just like our Dangote, one day his time will be up, like his father before him. And then you will hear another Dan. And they will do exceptionally very well. Not because there is something you know they don't know, or there is something they know you don't know, or because they have edge. No. Because they gave them orientation. I know of so many families in Nigeria who has lived in wealth and affluence for as long as I can remember. But they give them orientation. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. This is what you should do. And honestly, I didn't have the luxury of spending all my lives with my father. But you see, the few instances, the few moments I spent with my father, I learned lesson most of you will never learn in your lifetime. Orientation. What orientation do you have? What orientation are you giving to your people? What orientation do you have about your immediate family, your immediate community, your immediate state, and then the nation at large, not to talk about Africa? I've seen many Africans gather from across different countries in Africa. Even among us, some people have this orientation that they are more superior, that you are fake. This is the orientation they have. And then we will cry of, what do they call it? Racism. Oh, Igbo hate us. But orientation you have from your country, from where you come from, you are worst racist that could ever be imagined. Orientation. Some of you, you have the orientation that you are the most intelligent tribe, and you think that is the way to go. And then we have the orientation to accept, yes, we are the poorest tribe. Go and be eating that your richest tribe. Your orientation is that, oh, you are first class citizen. That orientation is bad. It's not going to take you anywhere. This orientation that, yes, we are the most intelligent. Who said so? But what is the orientation of Nigerian youth to understand that we are all in this challenge together? Let me not use that regretted word. You see, inside this Nigeria, if it's good, we are all in it together. If it is bad, we are all in it together. And so those of you who have the orientation to come and ransack my village, to come and distort my history, to come and mesmerize my people, continue with that orientation, because we will give our people the orientation to treat your fuck up. This is the aspect you don't like, but this is the truth. You give them orientation and say, this should not be done. The Igbo Biafra, for instance, now, want me to be Igbo. They are not the one on social media telling you that Anyoma people, you are Igbo people. Ikwere people, you are Igbo people. It would have made sense. We would have been able to call them and debate on it. Superior argument wins the day. But they come and reorient our people, because we don't have orientation camp for our people. And so you will now see somebody, I am so and so. I am from Agbo and I am Igbo. Now you they talk for Igbo people. They are being reoriented to the detriment of their people. Go and look at 99.9% of people who are telling you that they are sub-Igbo. These are sub-Igbo who don't know what they are doing to themselves. Orientation. What orientation does, majority of the youth who want to join politics it is the easiest way to make money. They are not going there to serve you. They are not going there to build infrastructure. They are not going there to develop your place. They are going to go there to collect power, to steal money, embezzle money, and that is all. Leaving influence for the rest of it. This is the orientation of Nigerian politicians. And somewhere along the line, you are looking for one messiah to save you when their orientation is wrong. There were people who believed that yes, we can build, we should build, we must build a nation where our children will never suffer again. Let me digress. China was not like this. If you know what the British did to the Chinese, until China and Japan broke, because along the line they broke China, but Japan resisted. And somewhere along the line, they broke Japan. They broke India. Talking about the Jewish Holocaust, they gave the next generation orientation. And most of you don't know what fuels Israel when you talk about Gaza, Palestinian war, and the rest of them. Because after the Holocaust, they say never again. Orientation. That orientation becomes the driving force. You can't kill our people anywhere around the world. If you try it, you will receive your own. And if you are going to fight, what do? You carry a spoon and pot. You are going to fight a war to defend something, and then you are carrying fried rice and beer. Your orientation is wrong. Look at Chinese, look at Japanese, look at Asian nation. Orientation they have is that your country first. Let American challenge China so you know the level of their orientation. No, let America or Britain, let them challenge Japan so that you know that all our life will not remain the same again. This is not because they are very muscular. This is not because they are richer than us. The wealth in Africa alone, if China or Japan lays hand on it, they will silence the whole world. If the wealth in Africa, India have it, I'm sure they will feed the whole world. But what am I saying? Orientation. What is our own orientation? Oh, they are fighting in Sambisa forest. Oh, they are fighting here. Oh, there is Boko Haram here. Oh, there is Fulani herdsmen here. Oh, there is unknown gunmen here. And what is happening is the orientation is distracting you, allowing foreigners to mine our natural resources. So few people can be wealthy and the majority of you will be poor. That is the orientation they have. But somewhere along the line, we need to make them know this is not how it should be. Let the poor be poor. Let the rich be rich. And if any of them have to stay status quo, let it be of their own making. Some of you are very wealthy. Your children will be pauper in less than 50 years. This wealth you have amassed, their own children won't even see it. And some of you are going to be poor, very poor as we speak. But believe me, you are building people who will make wealth in the nearest future. Orientation. Somebody collect money and tell you, oh, come, tell them you are Igbo. It's to you, it's about that money. That is the second stage. You mobilize the people, you give them orientation, and then you equip them. After mobilization, you give them orientation, and I'm sure you understand, and then you equip them. If you are called to be a doctor, you should be equipped to do a doctor. That is why after graduation as a medical doctor, you go to, what do they call it? Is it housemaster? You pair with a doctor, practice and get experience. That is the moment where you are being equipped. And as a lawyer, when you graduate from the law school, you first of all attach yourself to a chamber. That is the moment of being equipped. And in most cases, as a mechanic, after you have finished learning the job, you need to calm down and stay with your oga for a while. Even in your oga's shop, you can now begin to work your own customer under normal atmosphere. That is when they are equipping you. And in most cases, they get a shop for you. They get an office for you. They give you support. That is equipping you. And if you are somebody who understands that leadership is about taking responsibility, arming yourself, preparing your mind to redeem accountability at any given time, you can never fail. Because you will see the fault before it comes. You will see where other people fail and you will avoid it. And of course, like the Bible says, there is no sin that will be able to overcome you except that which is common to man. You cannot fail except it is where everybody must fail. Somewhere along the line, nobody is infallible. Are we equipping our people of South? Are we equipping the youth, the next generation? Do we even know if they exist? Do we know what is going on? You should know and remember that this world has changed. But whatever is going to change into, whether good or bad, we should be ready to take responsibility. If we do not have institution that helps us to prepare future leaders of integrity, leaders with excellent reputation, leaders who have conscience, what is the hope of Nigeria? When somebody that I did not insult will now come here and tell idiot, Only Biribe, because he's Igbo Biafra man. Because the orientation they have is to badmouth everybody. The orientation they have is to distort history. The orientation to have is to make money by every means. Sleep with your mother, sleep with your sister, your siblings, do baby factory, sell fake drug. This is the orientation they have. And they come and tell you water and money, water and money. And in our country called Nigeria, they will hit their hand in their chest and say, yes, we are Biafra inside Nigeria. But it's okay. They are Biafra. Let Biafra be Biafra and Biafra leave us alone. And now, in the absence of leadership, most of our people are ignorant. In the absence of this thing, most of our people are ignorant. Most of our people don't even know what we are saying. But these people who have mobilized, who have given orientation and equipped their people, they are using our head to akpato makasa. It's painful, it's unfortunate, it's unacceptable, and it should be looked into. It is time we make the next generation of Nigerians youth to understand the task, the challenge ahead of them. They should know their responsibility, because you can't keep shutting them down. You can't keep mesmerizing them. You can't keep fooling them as if they don't know, or they will not be responsible. A day will come, our time will be up. Have you ever considered what future we are leaving behind for these people? I'm sure you have not. And that is why today we do not have capable hand to mind any duty post, even in our nation. What you see is, and of course, effort was made in the past to encourage the youth. But where is Edu Betta? She was a youth. Every Nigerian youth has hope on that woman. Who mesmerized that woman? I'm sure most of you have forgotten Edu Betta. Who collected that money? Who did she assign the money to? Which people used that woman? And the same people telling you, we are building future leader tomorrow. They are the one corrupting this future leader, because there is no orientation camp. If they do better, that lady has somewhere, the minister of enjoyment has somewhere kept people who give him orientation and not going to give miracle testimony. You think God will do for man what man should do for themselves? Then some of this rubbish will not happen. But I know you don't understand. Later on, we will talk it deeply. And so, fellow Nigerians, it is time we go back to the drawing board. Create a platform to build true unity by mobilizing Nigerians across board. So you give them orientation and understand that Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo is not our problem. Because our problem has deepened beyond Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. Because I am none of this. I am Agbo. And the activities of orientation given to certain group in Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo is affecting us now. And so in the coming days, we will let our people know that we are neither Yoruba, Hausa, nor Igbo, but we are one Nigeria, and we have right to exist and control our space. And I'm sure that does not offend you, because if you offend you, our people will know the truth, and there is nothing you can do about it. When orientation was right, that you are Igbo man because you are in the eastern region. When the orientation was right, you are Yoruba man because you are in the western region. When the orientation was right, you are Hausa man because you are in the northern region. This were made possible because those generation never see any misunderstanding. There was no cause of alarm. Everybody fall in place. But when things begin to go wrong and they were not addressed, these same people have the mind to reason, and they told you, we are not satisfied here. That gave birth to the creation of fourth region, known as the Midwestern region. It looked the problem settled calmly, and everything went well. Where are the youths of Midwestern region? The only state created, the only region created constitutionally in Nigeria. Where are they today? They balkanized it, they destroyed it, and nobody said a word today. Because you don't have leader, and you still don't have leader. And today we are now in another era. Gone are those days. And now we are now here now. Even in our own region, somebody is coming to tell you, you must Igbo, you must be Igbo. Yeah, you are Igbo. Collect Igbo. And not because they love you. And so you need to give orientation to all Nigerian youth. Irrespective of where you come from, respect one another. You can be the largest ethnic group. Respect one another. You can be the richest ethnic group. Respect one another. Stop talking to us arrogantly, rubbishly. Stop looking down on us. Because the last time I checked, the tiniest part of the body are the most important organ of the body. And they are the one that are more protected. Hey, you see my head now big like this. Have you seen my bronchus? Very small. But my bronchus will produce plenty of my head. So your number is useless if not properly coordinated, in case you don't understand what I mean. And then we come up every day with this orientation. You are looking for a better Nigeria. Let us set up this platform. At least we can learn from Yoruba people. Orientation enables them to have a religious harmony. Yoruba people can be in one house. Mama is a Muslim, Papa is a Christian, Pekin is a pagan. They don't have issue with it. It's not as if their religion or their faith does not contradict the belief of another. But they have this orientation to be able to coexist. And maybe you are beginning to get it. But how could it get to this level except you equip them? And how do you equip them? You equip them with information. You equip them with the technical know-how. You equip them by giving them facilities depending on what they are assigned to do. And if Nigeria truly follow this principle, the nation will be great once again. But when there is no such platform, the only platform you are seeing is the platform that shows supremacy, racist over one tribe. I am waiting for Ebuka Obi now. As they arrest Ijele, let him come and arrest me, because I will continue calling him. As a man of God now, believe that my own tribe is Sindowa Liriri. For those of you Nigerians who don't understand Igbo, Pastor Ebuka Obi, in many instances, among other Igbo pastors, say that my own tribe as Anyoma, because we answer Igbo name and we say we are not Igbo, that we are brainless people. They will send the Abondowa Liriri. We are the people they have eaten us. They have eaten our brain. We can't reason very well. And in the house of God, they will be clapping. This is the orientation they are giving to their people. That is why they can't reason. And they expect us to be happy. Oh, well, they have eaten us. Who eat us? Nigeria eat us. The same people will cry for rubbish happening in Nigeria. But I know you don't understand. If I go deeper, I can become emotional. And I don't want to do that. Their brother Ijele told them, this thing you people are doing is wrong. They have missed Ijele up to today. Where is Igbo orientation? Because Igbo people believe that Ijele is enemy of Ndigbo for saying the truth. This is the orientation I'm talking about. I say I don't want to get in depth. But you must get the message. And so, which Igbo, normal Igbo person now will come out and condemn the heinous crime going on in their place without them being misplaced? And when they finish committing this atrocity in the name of one Nigeria, they say it's Biafra. It's we be the Biafra. Where is Nnamdi Kanu Biafra? Where is Simon Ekpa Biafra? Where is Uwazurike Biafra? If we have orientation, we'll be careful of what we say. We'll be careful of what we do. We will make sure our right does not encroach on the right of other people. And that is when you talk about fairness. And that is when you can talk about equity. This is when you can talk of justice. But I know you don't understand. As far as you continue doing that, we know we are your cure because you are sick. That orientation you give to your people to the detriment of your people, do not worry. We will antagonize that process and you will never remain the same again. And then I live in a country where my fellow countryman makes me look lower, inferior, call me minority, all sorts of names. It's okay. That is how they want to refer us to. They gave us name. You are Igbo. It's okay if that is how they want to refer us to. And then they come out and tell us in our face, we don't have sense. They are going to buy our land. They are going to take over our land. We are poor people and talk rubbish. If we were not responding to them, would you have known? Were you people paying attention to what Igbo Biafra people were doing and saying? But now, it's no longer as effective as they thought. Oh yeah, come and take Igbake. Igbake is Igbo. Ndiohi. Come and collect Igbake. I know you people don't understand though. And now, it's going to work in two ways. Whether we're mobilizing to checkmate, to antagonize, to oppose, to confront, to dismantle, or we are mobilizing to build a peaceful nation, a harmonious nation, which is the reason why we are here. But in every mobilization, we are here to protect the interest of our people first of all, because charity begins at home, and then the entire Nigeria, and of course the whole of Africa, black race, because the problem look unique. Maybe it's a disease injected in our system by the imperialists. Let me stop here so that I don't go too far or digress further. Nigerians follow these three principles. Invest on changing the orientation of Nigerian youth so they can work together. Because this thing you are seeing and you are ignoring it. There are people behind giving orientation to their people to destroy other ethnic groups. And those other ethnic groups now have known, and we will not agree. But if Nigeria does not have a louder voice to truly give orientation, I'm not talking about NYSC camp, because I can assure you that more than 80% of Nigeria don't have access to orientation camp. More than 80% of Nigeria will never go to the orientation camp of NYSC. I'm talking about a grassroots orientation camp. And so maybe we can heal ourselves and be able to come together and build one. They have started building orientation now. Political orientation. Oh, let P2B merge with Atiku. Let Atiku merge with Kwankwaso. Let Kwankwaso merge with Mangurundi. Let them merge and remove Tinubu. Is it Tinubu they want to remove, or they want to hijack power? Is it Tinubu they want to remove, or they want to reset the cycle of looting? Are they not all the same people? PDP and APC. Aside the vowel sound, do you think there is any difference there? We're watching more decamping. And when they are finished rubbishing all of us under APC, they will decamp to another WQPD party. As they did in PDP. Are they not the same people? But now, they are giving you orientation. As they give many of you orientation, you are shouting, obedient, obedient, obedient. How popular is obedient? The right orientation, you people go back and study the referendum of the creation of Midwestern region. It was fair. It was fair. Somebody sent the video to me this morning. I was looking at the documentary, the process. A lot of people prayed Lord for the creation of that region. And I knew majority of those people who made that thing possible were not actually creating a region in our favor. They wanted to colonize us from backyard. And when everything didn't work, that is why they obliterated us even without consideration. The people came out because the orientation was right. Diversity is not a problem, it's a blessing, it's not a curse. Because you want to talk about diversity in Nigeria, you see it in Midwestern region. Every pole to pole is different language, different culture, different tradition. Every 1 kilometer is different language, different people, different, we don't even understand ourselves. But somewhere along the line, somebody was able to communicate to us. And then the person came and tell all of us, Ndi Abo Lekwano, Ndi Biniko Yano, Ndi Shakiri, everybody, they were able to talk to all of us. And we went there peacefully. We thumbprinted. Majority of the people say, yes, we want it. Even when there was need for me to fight Urubo Shekiri, even when there was need for me to fight Isha, Bini, even when there need for me to fight Anyocha and the rest of them, even in the midst of all this Okwani and all of us, we agree Today, we are still bonded. We are still together. We still love ourselves. We still see ourselves as the same. Those of us born in Bendel State, those of us born in Midwestern region, we know ourselves. Some people think I'm a magician, or I have miracle power, or I can see vision. Do you know why I say so? Because if you talk, I will know the part of Nigeria you come from. When you talk, I will know the part of Nigeria you talk to. Because there were times of orientation of oneness until Igbo Biafra people came. In Midwestern region, in Edo and Delta, in Bendel State, we never had this identity crisis until Igbo Biafra come and be uniting their father and their mother. Now, if these things were not checkmate, Ibaki people will be fighting Benin. Asia will be fighting Benin. Everybody will be fighting everybody. But because there is no mobilization, no orientation, and we didn't equip our people, they will run us to and fro. And then they will come out and blame, oh, this one, oh, that one. The same people playing victim. Tell Igbo Biafra to get out of our lives. I was with them. I know them. It's just a matter of time. He said that the host will destroy the virus, or the virus will destroy the host. Both of them cannot coexist, except there is a platform to manage it. And that platform to manage it is what they don't want. They will continually running on the offense. If you understand, understand. If you don't understand, drop your insult because you feel you are majority. Drop your insult because you are the most educated. Insult me because you are the most intelligent. But time shall tell. I'll go to the comment section. Let's see the insult I have to receive because I love insult. I greet you, Ken. I greet you. Good morning from here. I'm so sorry I didn't meet up yesterday meeting because I was at work. I understand, Ken. I understand. It's like that sometimes. I see Daniel Onwara. I greet you, my brother. Good morning from here. I see Chukuma. He say, you know, they changed that wiper on your face. Poor people like us, what do we do? That is the Igbo Biafra for you. He would have moved on. But it's in their nature. It is the orientation fellow Igbo Biafra gave to them. They insult as if they have monopoly. Unfortunate, this path they have taken, they will walk it for a very long time. Chukuma, good morning. Because now your misery just starts. Money na water. Why won't you sleep with your mother? Why won't you do baby factory? Lock your small sister inside room, be pregnanting them and burning, oh God, and be selling the babies. Mumu, wiper. I rather wear rag. I rather go hungry than to even think of some of the atrocity committed your people. Not just in your own land. You want to expand it to our land. That your sickness will cure you, don't worry. You think when you come and insult me, this one. You want me to go and sell fake drug? Unyushi. No other insult, only one Igbo Biafra here. I see Enebele. Good morning, Enebele. I see Normal. He say Midwest is a good example of unity in diversity. Honestly, they know. They know. After they say, no, we are different ethnic group. Nigeria cannot work. Wazobia. But they know they are the one upsetting the balance. If you want to talk about unity in diversity, come to the Midwest. Every street in a different language. But tomorrow, whatever process was initiated by our father, that love still bond us till tomorrow morning. This is where I bring the broadcast to an end. They will come later on. Let them drop their insults. I will respond to them if necessary. Have a nice day.